What is up? Kevin Hale here, doing a round of shots on this Sunday night, February 22nd, 2026. Hope everyone has had a good weekend as we wind it down here, talking about our cats, Kentucky Wildcats. Davo, TB, Nolan, and Carrie Lewis and her news, rounding out the round table. Good to see you all. Dave, I'll start with you. How are you, bud?
Could be better. How are you?
Could be. I'm doing all right. TB, what's up with you?
Awesome. Got some more snow, so that's how it is here in the Midwest, baby.
Some more snow. Nolan, what's up, brother?
Can't complain. Also got snow in Lexington. Would do without that, though, so let's just keep it warm.
Carrie Lewis, and your news. What's up, lady?
USA! USA! USA!
You got that hockey jersey on, right?
Heck yeah!
Where'd you get that? I need to that's really cool.
So on occasion the UK hockey team will sell them. You just gotta hit it on when they get it on Instagram.
Yeah,
you just gotta be quick about it.
I need to keep an eye out then.
Be quick. All right, we are streaming live on X, Facebook, doing our thing, talking about Kentucky sports. I've got some other non-Kentucky sports topics to bring up, but before we go into the meat of the show, let's give a shout out to the lady hoopsters. They had a good game down in Nashville. Vanderbilt came up short. Anyone catch the ladies' game today?
Yeah,
I watched it.
Yeah, I watched the end of it.
Go on, give me your feedback. No, you do.
I mean, they had in that game. It really reminded me a lot of the first time we played them at Memorial. I just, just the very end, though, Vanderbilt just made the plays to win the game. I think it's the best way to put it. Really sad loss. Really, really sad loss.
Top team, Vandy.
Yeah.
So
they're good, too. They're really good.
Carrie, you saw the last.
Yeah, just a bummer of the last play, though. I mean, we had like they had like 7 seconds or something like that, and just again just boofed the last play. I mean, just completely just yeah.
If we don't include the Tony Morgan play, Kenny Brooks is awesome. He's doing great things at Kentucky, but we're not great unlike drawing up those last second plays.
Yeah, it was a real bummer that they just kind of they completely just dropped the last play.
Davo, what do you say? Oh,
yeah, it was they started off really hot. I think it was up by 10 multiple times in that game.
Yeah.
I think Vanderbilt's undefeated at home too, so obviously a tough place to play. That last play was kind of weird. Kind of gave it to Clara. I know I tweeted out earlier. I know she's the best player, but they kind of gave it to her where she was pretty much surrounded in traffic, and she's 6'5", 6'6", and all the guards are slapping at the ball. She had a chance. She had a chance to hand it off to Morgan and kind of let her get to the goal. She's really good about that. She's a smaller guard, but just lost the ball. It just kind of stinks. They just got back in the good graces of the top 16 for a chance to host the first 2 rounds, and I feel like they really had to have that one to really solidify that spot. And now it's pretty much you got to go beat Auburn and pretty much try to beat South Carolina, but you got to home.
That's gonna be hard.
And make a good run in the SEC tournament. So possibility is still there. They haven't let us down as much as the men this year, but
well, who didn't beat Auburn and who has South Carolina coming up? That would be the men's. Looking back at this past week, the show, I titled it. How did I title it? Rinse and repeat. Played hard, bad refs, unacceptable L's. Oh boy, this is starting to become a pattern, guys. Where I know at times we talk about progress, but all I'm seeing is spinning our wheels. Just, really, all I see is a circle. I know, the narrative too is that, well, they played hard, but all I see, guys, is the scoreboard, and that's not been our friend, especially the last three. We're on a 3-game losing streak, so we got Florida, Georgia last Tuesday, which was a home court collapse, and then last night at Auburn. A game that Oway, what did he put up? 29 yesterday, last night?
29.
Yeah. And we saw a post-game presser, which, you could argue that Coach Pope has snapped. He's getting to the point now where he's dropping F-bombs. So we're going to talk about all this and try to just kind of walk some of us off the ledge. Unlike some of BBN, this stuff, it sucks in real time. But, once I go to sleep and it's a new day, it's a new day. I don't dwell on it. Then I'll do a show like this to do a pity party. I guess that's the best way to put it. So, Dave, I'm going to start with you. We're coming off a 2-game, actually 3-game losing streak now after last night. But this past week, again, it's a home loss to Georgia. To me, is unacceptable. And I want to say that was the first time Georgia has won at Rupp in 2009. So we're literally about 17 years.
Mm-hmm.
Gillespie.
So Davo, start with you. Sum up, give me your summary or how you're feeling right now after last night's debacle. We'll go into more specific plays, but specifically that last sequence of the game. But your overall feeling right now with the men's team.
I've never really been the one, since I was about 11 or so. I was really the time that I really started paying attention, to Kentucky sports and just buying into it and just basically living and breathing and dying in every moment, right? I've never been so ready for a season to be over with, the Kentucky basketball season. And by being over with, I literally mean just stopping, no more games. It's really hard to say because of how much we put into, being a fan of this program. Definitely don't nobody want to take that out of context. I always want to see my team win because that's just what a fan does. But you've also, as a fan, you don't want to see your team continuously struggle, and that's been the story for over half of the season now. Is the struggling. This team has been way more inconsistent than consistent. As a matter of fact, they've been consistently inconsistent. I don't know. I'm weirdly enough, I'm pissed off and I'm aggravated, but at the same time, I'm so far over it that I can't. I don't know. I'm over it, and I'm not over the players per se. I'm over the whole situation, right?
Yeah. No one's questioning loyalty or support, and then for us to come on here and share our feelings doesn't mean, we're bad fans. All it means is that, fact, the stats, the season itself is, there's no lying to it. We're not a good team. We're not, Terry, that played hard. They played hard. Okay, we can give them that. But I'll tell you one thing about this team. This low basketball IQ, I question it. It's been a disappointing season. And last night, again, it takes us to a lot of the fans to the ledge. But tell me how you feeling right now. TV. You hear me?
It's not fun.
Oh.
It's not fun. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Go.
I'll be back. I'll see if I can't fix this. I'll be back.
I'll be back. I'll be back. Isn't that what Arnold said?
Yeah, that's the Terminator, isn't it?
Terminator. Yep.
Nolan,
Just like a basketball team, Terry's internet is wildly inconsistent.
Go ahead, Nolan.
I don't think you get to hang your hat on playing hard against 14 and 12 Auburn when you lose. Not in the way that they lost, especially. I thought overall the game itself was bad. I didn't think it was good. I didn't think we played particularly well. If we won the game, I don't think they deserved to win. But the year has been a disaster. Up to this point, the year has been a disaster. I know we've got the wins over Tennessee. We've had a couple fun moments here and there, but last year, I felt like, the program took a few steps forward, or at least a step forward with making the Sweet 16 and breaking that drought. But this year, I feel like if we took a step forward, we took 2 or 3 steps back, especially when you factor in recruiting, you factor in the losses to the really good teams, the bad losses at home. This has been a disaster, and that game yesterday, it was no different.
Carrie, tell me.
Now go to TV. Go to TV because he's back.
We'll save the best for last. TB, talk to me.
I mean, it's not fun, right? Like, you have to ask yourself, why do we do sports? It's fun and it's entertaining, right? If you're just here for the championships, then you're going to be disappointed way more than be happy, right? So for a lot of us, Kentucky basketball for our lifetime has been this place where, okay, we don't win them all, but there's excitement. We're not going to be embarrassed. Like, that's been the motivating factor. And I'm like a lot of people, I'm tuning in now out of obligation. Like, I'm just doing it because I've been doing it, and there's just no joy. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. There's no joy in Mudville. Like, the style of play isn't great. I just like we're being competitive with bad teams. It's not great. So I don't know. That's where I am.
That's where you are. Someone else is joining us tonight. There he is. What's up, Kyle Rando? All right,
what's up, TV?
We're getting started. We're just getting started. Carrie, I'll turn to you. You're go ahead.
That's where I'm at, man. I'm with TB. There is no joy in this. I am slogging through it. I'm watching it because I feel obligated to watch it. It sucks. The team sucks. The whole thing sucks. It's a giant pile of suck. And I would say, oh, you know what? I could look forward to next year, but I'm not even sure we're going to have a team next year because we ain't got no recruits. So,
there's the portal. I mean, it's going to be a portal, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, which has worked out great for us this season.
It worked out great last season.
Right. But either way, it's hard to watch. It sucks. Again, I hope there's no hurt feelings going forward. That's what I said when this guy got hired. I hope there's no hurt feelings. So yeah, it just sucks. And I'm kind of also in Davo's boat here too. Is like, man, okay, let's play the SEC tournament game, the first game on Wednesday, get bounced out of that. Maybe if we're lucky, make the NCAA tournament, get bounced out in the first round, and I don't have to look at this anymore.
Well, Kyle Rando, you're here to be Mr. Positivity, I think.
I'm struggling with the positivity piece of it, but I'm trying.
So what I've asked everyone to do is just before we get into the weeds from like last night's game, just this past week after we're on a 3-game losing streak. How are you feeling as of this moment about this team?
I mean, honestly, nothing really has changed. It's been up and down. It's 8 of 9, think we got it figured out, and then some, and now rolling into some really bad losses. Before we get into the weeds of it, I guess we'll talk about the game. But I still, after I've settled down, try not to be emotional, I'm still back to where I was before. Of like, the season will end when the season ends, and I'm hoping that this thing figures it out and clicks. And I've referenced Cal's second year multiple times of like, let's get to Let's get to the tournament, get to the SEC, and then we'll figure it out, right? And if we don't go on a run, then we can have that conversation of the season being a failure. But until it's over, it ain't over, right? So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
I hate to cut you off, but a lot of people have brought up Cal's second year because that team lost 9 games, right?
A legal pad?
Yes.
You have a legal pad for this?
I do,
Yes.
because a lot of people say, Cal lost 9 games and was in the weeds, right? Here's the difference. 9 games, there was the 17-point loss to Connecticut, a 7-point loss to Georgia, a 4-point loss to Vandy, and 6 games were either 1 or 2 points, okay? So the UConn game was November. We lost by 17. The Georgia game was January the 8th. We lost by 7. And we didn't lose by more than 2 possessions the rest of the way. So it's fair to say, hey, yeah, they lost 9 games. But when the last loss is February 23rd to Arkansas by 1 in overtime, and they don't lose again by 1 until the Final Four, what are we saying here? Okay.
Well,
So,
TV, does it matter how much they lose by? It's a loss is a loss, right? I don't think they'd sit there and go, well, you got close. It's horseshoes in basketball, right? So you got close. Hand grenades, you got close.
Okay. So my point is, all right, let me finish. So Cal was down by double digits at halftime twice. Okay. So I understand what you're saying, right? Because we're going to move the things to fit our narrative. But are you more encouraged?
I never do that, TV. I would never do that.
Are you more encouraged by a 1-point loss at a bad Auburn team? Are you more encouraged by an 8-point loss at home to a bad Georgia team? Are you encouraged by a 25-point loss, a 35-point loss, a 15-point loss? As of right now, we have 10 losses by a combined 126 points. That's a 12.6 point per game we're getting our ass kicked by. Cal lost by a total of 38 points over 9 games with this 4.2. So I understand we are reaching for some kind of positive, but I'm telling you, only having 1 double-digit loss in November of that year, we saw progress. They couldn't get over the hump. That's true. 1-point loss, 2-point loss, but an 8-point loss to Georgia at home.
And I think that's the other piece of it too. Is in all those losses were away. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that is correct.
And I've said that before. Like one thing that's tough to defend Pope is Cal struggled however you want to put it. We lost games we probably shouldn't have in second season, but he always protected Rupp Arena, especially up until like the last 2-3 years. He always protected Rupp. Which is something Pope's got to learn how to do. Also,
with year 2, here's the big elephant in the room. We went to a Final Four. I'm old enough to remember when Coach Cal said at the 2010 NBA draft, it was the biggest night in Kentucky history, right? You remember that? 6 guys got drafted, and people were pissed. Mm-hmm. They were pissed. Like, how dare he say that? I'm old enough to remember all those 1-point losses, those 2-point losses. They were ready to get Cal out of the paint. He was a charlatan. Hey, he got to the Elite 8 last year. That's not the standard here. That's what people said, right? And then what happened? It all went away. If Mark Pope gets this team to the Final Four, this will all go away. But if he doesn't, oh, baby.
Yeah,
it's going to be a long year next year.
I 100% agree with you. And my last pushback to your, very detailed written down argument is the SEC that Cal took over in is not the same SEC Pope is playing with right now. The SEC was a laughingstock for college basketball. We had, I think, 3 ranked teams that year, and then when they finished the season, I think there was only 2. If maybe I'm wrong, but I think I'm correct there. Now you got 10 teams in the SEC going to the NCAA tournament. Okay, now again, I'm not getting away from the Kentucky standard of like when you come here, you the expectation is this, and we're not going to lower it from you, right? We're not going to do it. I'm just saying there are differences that they'll look at, and the narratives, we can mold them and change them and move goalposts however we want, but facts are facts, and there's some things we have to look at. And You've been steadfast in it. There's a 3-year standard, right? 3 years you get to a Final Four. If you don't do that, it's proven that you're not going to be successful here, at least to what our standard is as fans in the program standard, hanging 9 banners in Rupp Arena. But let the man get there. Let him get to 3 years, right?
But my only point is we're comparing year twos, and my point is Cal's year 2 wasn't this bad. He lost by a total of 38 points. We lost to Gonzaga by 35. And we can
take the SEC equation out of it, because you can argue, the SEC wasn't as strong back then as it is now.
Just look at the numbers.
Yeah, right.
But I think people were frustrated because we couldn't get over that 1 point, 2 point hump. There were a couple of games they didn't get a last second shot off, right? I think at Ole Miss that year. That was frustrating. But man, getting dog walked by Georgia at home. I know we like to say 1 point, 30 points. What does it matter? It fucking matters that I've got to sit here, watch my team get boat raced and get down by 50. It
matters
15
here
points.
and here, right? It matters, but at the end of the day, the L's an L. It's the record is what it is.
But the thing is,
it matters to us, but in the scheme of things, it doesn't really matter.
It matters because sports is the one thing. It's about emotion, right? It's why we keep showing up, right? And to say don't bring your heart to it, then what are we doing, right? I'm not here because I want to calculate the probabilities of a Final Four. I'm here because I want to feel good to have Kentucky across my chest, and getting boat raced by a bunch of fucking schools ain't it. It ain't it.
Is that an MKG jersey, by the way?
It is. I
my favorite player in Kentucky of all time. That's my favorite Kentucky player of all time.
I've talked too much, but go ahead. I'm sorry there, Kevin.
No, let me, Dave, almost get you back in. You feeling? I mean, how do you follow up TB's take?
This shit ain't Kentucky basketball.
In a nutshell, right?
It's not Kentucky basketball. We can talk about comparison apples to oranges all day long, right? It's not the same. History is history, and Kentucky basketball has been dominant in every 10-year century. Is that right? Is that what I'm looking for? Every decade. Sorry, every decade. I mean,
except
I'm glad you brought that up.
Decade.
Oh, he's got the legal pad. It's back.
Except this day. And hold on, I'm gonna set you up, Terry, because in this decade, I mean, I think we all realize Kentucky basketball is not just a program; it's a brand. I mean, it's must-see TV for ESPN. Numbers don't lie, stats don't lie. We're a ratings, we're ratings gold for all the, for TV. ESPN and all the channels.
Well,
but let's be honest, this decade, we haven't been relevant at all.
And I say that because it has really stopped in Cal's first 10 years. I mean, after that is when the inconsistency has started. There's been nothing to be like, let's go about, right? It's just been what the hell year after year after year. So,
Nolan.
Well, we've had 1 year in the 2020s, one season that we have lost less than 10 games. So, regardless of what you want to say about fire Mark Pope, keep Mark Pope, all this stuff, let's just talk. If you want to talk about the standard, we've lost 10 games every year except one season.
Right.
I'm
saying when I say this decade has been irrelevant for us, that includes the previous coach.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. I mean, but just we got to start talking more about the administrative part. I've said that for 6 months now, but still, 10 losses is unacceptable in Kentucky. I mean, it's unacceptable for Mark Pope. It's unacceptable for John Calipari. Whoever does it, it's unacceptable. And as far as like the regular season, I mean, whatever happens in the tournament, I don't know yet, but I have to see the draw first. It doesn't feel great, but like, I don't think there's anything Mark Pope can do for the rest of the regular season to get everyone back on board. There's nothing he can do. The vocal part of the fan base is the vocal part of the fan base. And now if he goes on a run in the SEC tournament, NCAA tournament, then like you guys said, people will shut up. If you go to the Final Four, bring Mark Pope back, all that stuff. But there's nothing he can do in the regular season now to get any goodwill back that he had.
Well, Carrie, there's still what, 4? How many games left?
4 games, 2 ranked opponents. Vandy
2 ranked
at home. Florida at
A&M
home.
ranked?
A&M is not currently ranked.
Okay,
No.
okay, I didn't think so.
So, Carrie, we've got 4 games left in the regular season. We're currently 17-10, 4 games left. And I'm pretty sure that of those 4 games, we'll probably be underdogs in 3 of those games. Very realistically, 18-13, 17-14 heading into the SEC tournament. 14-loss season. And I don't expect us to win the SEC tournament. So that'll be 1 loss there. And if we do get into the NCAA tournament,
so that's the thing, y'all are saying NCAA tournament. That ain't a guarantee, y'all.
No,
that is not a guarantee.
Oh, we got to stop with that. We've got to
we're
stop
gonna
with
make
that.
that.
No. Hold on.
Seriously?
Now,
Really?
what
It's
are
not
we?
a guarantee.
We're projected 6th seed right now. Still,
Yeah,
after
but
last
They
night,
just
we're still
they just
projected.
talked about how Auburn's win
Okay.
solidified
All
them
right.
into the tournament. If
Yeah.
we weren't a tournament team, that win wouldn't matter for Auburn. Like they just locked themselves in because they beat us.
Okay.
All right. Let's say we start pushing the getting to the bubble. Because the thing is that what is it, 32 at large? We are not. We might be a top 30, 35 team right now. But it's very realistic. If we lose, 3 games, if we lose really 4 more games, we probably.
Yeah, I mean, you lose the next 4, then I don't know what.
Well,
yeah.
when I say 4, I'm counting the SEC tournament too.
Well, you're going to have bid stealers and all these other conferences that pop up, right? Somebody might win the ACC. Some weird team might win the Big Ten, right? And so I understand what Carrie's saying. Like, there's a possibility it's going to be nervous on Selection Sunday. There's a distinct possibility that we could be sitting there like, I don't know. So I understand where she's coming from. I know where we're projected, but I also know these things are fluid. And so things might change.
I mean, honestly, look, think about it. Randall, you got the games in your head. TB, you got stats too. What are the what wins do we have to hang our head on? I mean,
we beat Tennessee twice. We have one of the best road wins in the country with a win at Arkansas, who's currently still a top 15 team, I believe. Right. So, and we have, the Texas win on the road in the moment didn't look great. Now that's an impressive one. And unfortunately for us, the teams that we thought were going to stink, again, this is no excuse. You don't lose them. Like, again, TV said, like, the Georgia loss it was inexcusable. It just, especially with the opportunities to win that game, how many there were, and you're up. But I go back into the past, I guess. But like the teams, even Georgia beat Arkansas. Like Georgia has some good wins on there. So it's like our bad losses, at least, to us. Like, again, it's emotional for us, but to the committee, they're serviceable, or whatever the right word is, losses because of the other teams have good resumes.
But here's my point. I don't want to fucking do this as a Kentucky fan.
I agree.
I don't want to sit here and be like, where's the quality wins? Well, that's not that bad of a loss. That's a poverty ass fucking shit. And I don't want to do that, man. I just don't want to be like, well, we beat Texas and then they beat somebody. We're Kentucky. And this is what I'm going to say too. We called Tubby Smith 10-loss Tubby, derisively 10-loss Tubby, and he won a championship. Where's the nickname for Mark Pope?
Yeah.
Because I tell you what Tubby Smith didn't do, he didn't miss the fucking tournament.
No,
I tell you what,
he was give him some slack. He's on the 9-6 team. It's fine.
He didn't do that. We talk all this stuff about what Tubby did and didn't do. This is like a Tubby team. He won 5 regular season championships and 5 SEC tournament championships. And he didn't have us. And he won 76% of his games.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
And again,
we're going to talk about everything's different. I'm telling you. the coaches we care about win 75% of their games. Only one coach since 1920 hasn't won 70% of their games after 3 years. Only one.
And he is
Billy G. And right now, Mark Pope's at 65%.
Billy
And
G.
people
What was his record? Because he's a 2-year coach. What was his record?
40 and 24. So but like people keep saying it's changed. It's NIL. Like I told you today, Kevin, when Adolph Rupp took over Kentucky basketball, they had a jump ball after every made basket, and they changed that rule in 1935. Yeah, they brought in the possession arrow. They widened the lane. They used to have limited substitutions for basketball games. Basketball has changed. To Dave O's point, the only consistency has been Kentucky. But now with NIL, it's like, well, we can't figure it out. We figured out how to let black people play. We figured out what to do with the shot clock. We figured out what to do with the 3-point line. But all of a sudden, we're supposed to throw up our hands and be like, well, they played hard.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's not like we were quick to the fold in those things. All right. So, like, it's not like we just, as soon as we could, we let African-American players get on the court and play for us, right? So, like, it took some time for us to figure out. So, we're just being consistent, taking us some time to figure out this NIL thing. But maybe before the decade's over, we'll get it done.
Yeah.
It's going to take a new athletic director for that happens.
No, that's a whole different...
Or a GM who can just who's got the balls to step on top of
it. I hear what you're saying, but it was quicker than you think. Because the 3-point line comes in at 1987. By 1989, Patino's Bambinos are scaring people half to death. So not always. One and done became a thing. We figured that out pretty fucking quick. With some success.
Because we brought the coach who started it.
Right. What do you mean? You need to bring in a coach that knows what the fuck he's doing? That's interesting.
Okay. Terry's needle is pushing the red here. I love it.
That's what I just tweeted out. I said I'm trying to bring Davo back to the season, and I'm getting beat up by TB.
I'm not trying to beat anybody up, but we need to be consistent.
I know, but you're doing a good job about it.
We need to be consistent and fair, right? Like we talk about. I think it was Matt Jones tweeted out. There's been 4 times. This is the 4th time we've got 4 straight years of 10 losses. The last 2 at Tubby, Billy G, last 2 at Cal, and these 2. And I'm like 3 or 4 of those people got ran out of fucking town. So, okay. I mean, let's be honest with it.
Now, let's be honest, too. A lot of BBN, Pope gets I don't know if the word pass is right.
It's a fucking pass.
He gets a pass because he's a former player.
I don't think he does right
now. He gets a pass for who?
I don't think he gets a pass. I think unfortunately he's taking shots because of he's getting beat up for Cal's not being successful in the last 3-4 years. And unfortunately he's taking a hit for that too, because now let me tell you something. The regular seasons maybe were more fun under Cal. We had some bad losses. I mean, we didn't beat Duke in what, half a decade with Cal. We lost a 16-point lead to beat Kansas with that team. We still had some big wins. We go to Auburn, smack Bruce Pearl around, which I always love that. But at the end of the day, if you can't get out of the first weekend, those regular seasons don't matter, right? So I think Pope is getting beat up because, like TB said, like Davo said, every decade we've been the premier thing in college basketball. This is the first one where we're sitting there not able to beat our chest. And I think Pope's taking licks for that because he came in here and mostly because of his own success. If he doesn't do what he did last year, we don't have these expectations of this going into this season. He may not get the money. This roster that what we were told, not only by Pope, but that's the other thing is like Pope getting beat up about the roster. Every pundit, college basketball expert in the country said this was the greatest thing since sliced bread when it came to NIL and freshmen and portal and all that other stuff. Now, it didn't work out. It was a swing and a miss. But I think he's taken some face punches for us not being what we should have been in the last 5 years coming into these 2 under him.
But it was supposed to change. It was supposed to change, and we were supposed to get in the right direction, which we did last year. But I think the next move in the right direction was have a really good regular season. That's one thing. That was the other thing to me that you hadn't done yet. And it just hasn't happened this year. I think he had to have that, and, it hasn't happened. again, there's nothing he can do in the regular season to get the goodwill back. It will take a tournament run. It will take a tournament run. If not, if they get bounced in the second round or first round, it's going to be a volatile year next year for him. That's just a fact.
Agreed.
What have you seen in the past few weeks to show that anything can even be turned around at this point? I mean, the game before our game was Michigan versus Duke. I mean, could you see Kentucky on that court with those two teams?
I'm not saying that they could. I'm just saying that's what it would take.
Well, no. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying there's nothing that we have seen in the last few weeks to show anywhere that there's going to be an immediate turnaround and a run. Listen, once again, I'm all about eating crow. I'm not that hungry right now because I had a good dinner tonight. But look, if he fucking does his thing and shuts everybody up and makes a remarkable,
I'm all for that.
A remarkable Harrison twin run. Oh, this is going to be a great story and last second threes and hoorah. And we run to the Final Four. Let's fucking go. But there is nowhere that I have seen the last few weeks that's showing me that's going to happen. I am going to watch these last 4 games. I am going to be like, okay, Kentucky's on, whatever. This is implemented into my brain. This is what I do. I watch Kentucky. I'm going to hope they win, but I'm not going to be surprised at any outcome.
Yeah, and you're right, Davo. And before we transition, I would like to say that, again, I'm not okay with these losses. I have a dent in my garage floor right now from something that I had to get it out last night. I was so wildly upset with everything stacked against us. We still had a chance to win, and Pope makes a questionable decision that we've seen over and over and over again, right? So like I'm full on board with not about this team, not understanding why we're not closing out these games or why we're closing out games, last second in teams that we should be beating by double digits. Like some of these losses are inexcusable. The coaching decisions, even going back to not scoring for 10 minutes against UNC, like there are games that were out there for the taking that completely changes this narrative. And even with all that, you go to play Florida for the chance at the number 1 seed, and we're all excited that we're back. And since then, we've lost 3 straight. So your chance of us sealing at a 4 seed and saving the season, to Nolan's point of like saving, now you've completely lost it. So I 100% agree. Like some of these things are inexcusable, and he should be held accountable. I think my sensitivity comes into play where we're like, all right, let's go ahead and hammer home the fact that he needs to be fired. One, what good does it do firing a coach midseason or even having a conversation or not letting him get through year 2? And remember, with the staff we had right now, I don't or the AD and whatnot, like we went and tried to land a big fish, and all of them told us no. Like, so like, what are we really getting right now? And are we negatively going against ourselves as this program? Kentucky, everybody wants to come coach here, right? The Will Stein, everybody wants to come, play for Will Stein. Do people actually want to come here and deal with this and say you can get a Sweet 16 first year in a roster you built 6 weeks, and then 9 months later, everybody's turning on you saying you should be fired? I'm just that's my like trying to rationalize. Just let it get through the season.
But you got to think there was a huge list of people who I think would have taken the job that would have been a very high quality coach here that weren't even allowed to be talked to, and Bruce Pearl was on that list. I'm not saying that he should be fired. I'm not quite there yet. I'm not saying that. But I still think they could get somebody. I think that's not even a conversation for today.
I agree.
I'm going to bring this up because let's be honest.
Coach. He's going to be the coach in another year.
He's going to get his 3rd year. We know that. But what the reality is that Pope, when we eventually got to Pope, he was option number what?
6,
4 or 5, 6, was it? I mean, it's.
Well, I mean, I think it was
3 people.
Old boy at Baylor. Yeah, Baylor, Hurley, and then there was the pipe dream of Billy Donovan if we waited to the end of the NBA season, right?
4 days, right?
Shaka was the other one that got interviewed.
Yeah.
Imagine if that happened, by the way.
So the thing is, whoever comes in here, Mark Pope right now is our Matt Doherty. If you remember at UNC,
not bad.
Remember that he was AP Coach of the Year in 2001, and then he lost 20 games and 17 games, and after year 3 he was gone. right?
And that was the Tayshaun Prince game from the half court, baby. I was
Right.
there.
Yeah, absolutely. He's our Matt Doherty, right?
That was
He's
great.
He's our Mike Davis. Mike Davis that took over
going out in the middle of the court at Louisville.
Yeah,
Oh, dude.
but if you remember, Mike Davis made it to the title game, right?
He made the fight. He did because
he made it to
played
the title game,
year, right?
He played the Elite Eight in Rupp Arena.
Right. And then after that, it went nosedive, right?
And after that, he lost his damn mind.
Right. He's currently our Hubert Davis, who, if you remember, year one, Coach K's last home game, he won, and he put Coach K out of the Final Four. If you remember the game before the Florida game, they lost to NC State by the largest margin of victory since 1962. So you've got these players that come back to coach their alma maters. They give you this flash, and then you become paralyzed. Do we make a move or do we not make a move? I will defend Indiana basketball fans this one time. You hear this all the time. We don't want to be Indiana. We don't want to be Indiana. And people say because their fans accept mediocrity. No, they don't. Those Hoosier fans still want to fucking win, man. What happened is you hire bad coaches and you let them stay too long. That's what happened to Indiana basketball. That's what happened to Nebraska football. And I pray to God every night that's not what happens to Kentucky basketball.
Okay. Spirit. I like this. Passionate.
We should check everyone's blood pressure in this episode.
Yeah. All right.
My sugar's already going sky high when I get excited. My wife's gonna have to come down here with my pills.
Was that a White Claw you were chugging before? It looked like a tall boy White Claw you were just slamming down.
Yeah.
That might have something to do with it too.
It ain't gonna help, but yeah.
No, it ain't helping. But I live dangerously.
All right, let's switch the other hot topic. Yeah, the other hot topic last night was Pope's post-game presser, Davo, where I'm trying to make sure I'm quoting this right. As he finished the presser and walking off, he looks at Mitch and said, "Mitch, if those MFers try to find me, screw them. I did not say a word about how they cheated us." During that presser, Davo, one thing he did say, I mean, clearly, Coach Pope is not sending Christmas cards to the referees last night. And the whole SEC refereeing, officiating has just been garbage. During the presser, Davo, he referenced, he was talking about Owe, who had a monster game last night. He referenced something like Owe having to play 1 on 7 or 8. So, I mean, it's to the point where, I mean, his Pope got to the point where he's like snapped. I mean, I'm kind of, I would right now, I want to see an angry Pope.
Bingo, bango.
I want to see a devilish Pope. How about that?
Well,
dark Pope.
I would have been more excited with it if he actually would have said motherfuckers, but in true Mormon fashion, he did say mother effers.
He actually said mother effers or MFers?
No, he said mother and then the word
mother
effers.
Okay.
Yeah.
But at least he did end it with a big screw 'em at the end, so that was at least something.
No gosh darn or anything.
Yeah, none of that. Yeah,
rumor has it he did a double bird too back at the door, but I can't confirm that. Just rumor.
I'm pretty sure it was probably the ring finger. That's probably as far as he got. You want to hear that? Yes. But do you are you happy that it's taken with 4 games left?
Well, that's the other thing. We're at this point of the season, but yeah, go ahead.
He's probably got to the point now where he's lost his sanity. Just dealing with the program just in general, not just the officials. I'm sure there's some stuff going on behind the scenes that he's not very okay with, aka the NIL situation. I'm proud of him for saying it loud enough to where he's probably going to get fined because the entire media room heard it. And that was probably his plan the whole time, was to say it loud enough for everybody can hear it. Yeah. I mean, good on him for taking a stand And he was blaming the officials in front of the media without blaming the officials. So yeah, I mean, good on him.
He used that doctor brain, man. He was using every word in which way could he big brain that thing. Like, I'm gonna let you know you suck without having to actually say your name.
Yeah, he actually used his big brain for that part. Yeah, not so much coaching about the game, but it's it's too late. It's too late to show that much emotion at this point. So kudos, but it's too late.
Is it really too late, Carrie?
Yeah.
Carrie, for you. I mean, his post game, his passion at the go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, don't put yourself in a position where the refs have to dictate the game for you. Be in a position where you don't even have to deal with that, right? Who cares what they call you know? And also, he's been doing this all season. If you've been paying attention, like he's lost his mind several times. Where he read that book and then he was like, "Oh, the Louisville game. Well, something happened in the locker room before, but I can't talk about it." I mean, what the hell? The guy is like been out of his mind all freaking season. This is just another piece, I guess, of the losing your mind puzzle, I suppose. But yeah, he's been weird all season because he's out of his league, he's out of his depth, he's out of his mind. And, don't put yourself in a position where the refs have to dictate the game for you. That's just the bottom line right there. Be in a position where you're going to win that game no matter what the refs call at the end. So there you go.
Bottom line, because
we were in a position to win no matter what the refs did at the end of the game.
Well, obviously we weren't because we didn't win, and then he blamed the refs. So, and a lot of people blame the refs with that Colin Chandler push off, whatever. Right. And also, why didn't you have Moreno in at the end of the game when Auburn missed at least 2 times on that last shot, got 2 rebounds, and on the third time they put it back in to win the game? There were no bigs. There were no bigs in there. He has no.
There was Brandon Garrison. Unfortunately,
okay, well,
out there.
Yeah, exactly. Where was Moreno?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I agree.
But his substitutions have been terrible. It's not a good season. I'm ready for it to be over. It's boring the hell out of me. When is it August? Let the studs eat. Come on, let's feed the studs.
We're talking refereeing, the officiating, and we're talking that sequence at the end of the game where controversial. I mean, that's probably the right word because hold on, the context here, just real quick. We're winning. We're up 74-73, I think, about 14 seconds or less than 20 seconds. Colin Chandler is called for that offensive push off on that inbounds pass, which, I mean, for a ref to call that at that moment. And the reality, too, is that the Auburn guy was clearly like all draped over Chandler's back. Chandler, he did extend his arm, but it was more of a flop than a foul.
There was way more contact in that game for that to be called.
Look, it was a bad call. There's a bunch of different discussions that can happen, like the state of the program. The call was bad. It was egregious. To go back to Pope displaying emotion, you got to show it on the court.
Get thrown out.
Like, I'm looking at going back, to Coach Cal. If you remember the South Carolina game in 2014, right? He gets tossed. The team's playing like dog shit, right? He gets tossed, and Aaron Harrison says, "We are not going to embarrass the Big Blue Nation again," right? And then they rallied, and they made the title game.
Arkansas too, where you got tossed.
Arkansas
right?
in the 9 and 16 season or whatever,
Yeah, well, I'm talking about the 2014 season. Just bear with me for 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. And so Aaron Harrison says, "We are not going to embarrass you again." And then what happened? Aaron Harrison, the guy that says, "We're not going to embarrass you," hits all those shots. My point is, you've got to, when the cameras are rolling, let your team know, 1, I'm not tolerating bullshit. 2, I'm going to protect you guys and get run. Do it on the court when the cameras are rolling, right? We've seen that before. And I'm sorry if that's not your get down, but you got to do something. Yeah. Being snarky at a press conference ain't going to get it done. Tell a referee he's a piece of poop. Something. Fight for your guys out there. something.
Poop is probably the word he would use, right?
You big doo-doo head, what are you doing?
I mean, you couldn't get yourself tossed in that game, right? It was too close. Like that would have absolutely ruined the game for you, especially late. You couldn't get tossed in that game.
Given them
Now,
the lead.
yeah, I mean, if you now in the games TB referenced before, where you're just getting the belt to ass, yeah, that's the one you could probably get tossed in, right? Like find a way to see. I mean, just see, right? Just see if you're going to be able to try to create some emotion.
Which one? Gonzaga?
TB, I'm trying to agree with you, man.
Yeah, but you're saying which if you're going to get tossed in a blowout game, and I want to figure out which one he could have got blown.
You pick. I don't care. It's your show. You pick.
Gonzaga. Okay, Vanderbilt.
But I mean, again, and this is I think just goes back to the point, and it's okay. Like again, you fan how you want to fan. There's zero judgment on it. It's just don't matter what Pope has done this year. He's getting beat up for it. He was super emotional after the losses. Like it looked like he was the one on the court who got smacked around, like lost his puppy dog look. He's talking to Field of 68 dude, and it's like, oh, this guy's lost his mind. Then after a loss, he's jovial. He's like, hey, we're gonna be okay. The whole chain, not to worry, whatever the hell the chain was. But people didn't like that, and now he shows, being a little pissed off. And like Carrie said, he's taking jabs at the refs all season. Literally in his show last Monday, he talked about how we have the best, refereeing in college basketball. Clearly a joke, as he got a massive pop from the crowd. So like, no matter what he does, behind the camera or in front of the camera, whatever, it doesn't matter. We're going to find a way to hate on it. You know why? Because of how most of this panel feels, including myself. We're not winning games, right? You could do however you want to do behind the camera. If you win the games you're supposed to win, and even win the ones you're not supposed to, right? It really doesn't matter. Now, sure. When it comes to the emotion, and I think it's tough to say he's not that guy. I mean, we saw the Paramount Plus thing where I don't know which game it was. It was probably one we weren't winning, where he's coming in and he's punching the whiteboard, right? Like, I think he's got emotion, and I know for a fact that the players feel protected by him. And now, is he too soft on them? Maybe. I don't know. Like, I feel like I know his leadership style. Is it going to work here? Right? Who knows? Is it working with these players? Questionable. I think you can clearly say like there's games that it's not working on, and for the season as a whole, it hasn't worked. But yeah, it doesn't matter how he acts in front or behind the camera in the locker room. Whatever we get glimpses of, we're gonna beat it up because he just got to win ball games.
Which is exactly what happened to John Calipari for his last 3 years.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the exact same
Carrie,
thing.
I'm gonna get Carrie back in here. One of my knocks on Pope last year to a degree, but definitely this year, is his substitution pattern. It's like I've got a good buzz going on, and then he makes these changes that it's a buzzkill. I mean, I'm a little dumbfounded at times how he does rotate his bench. To me, it's like in moments, it's like, maybe not. And I get it. You've got certain players, a few players that are putting in some minutes, and you're trying to save some legs, save them for the end of the game. But that's help me out here. I mean, am I right, wrong, off base with that?
No, I mean, it's not, nobody knows. Nobody can figure it out. It's nonsensical. It doesn't make any sense. Like, it literally makes no sense. Like, I mean, I get you want to throw stuff against the wall and see what sticks, but that's for the beginning of the season. And now we're almost to tournament time. And you should have had this rotation figured out like in November or maybe December, whatever. But yeah, it's nonsensical. It doesn't make any sense. And I don't know. I mean,
I get it. Early in the season, you had the situation with players that you were counting on to play, and they're not.
No, they're not. But
I tell you who shouldn't be playing. There should right now, Trent Noah, Brandon Garrison should be on milk cartons. I don't want to see them on the court. They bring nothing to the game. And here's the other thing I'm going to ask you guys too. As I'm in my 50s. I've been a Kentucky fan. I've said it for the 1978 national championship game. I'm right there. That's when I became a Kentucky fan. And the next day, I'm shooting free throws like Kyle Macy. I've said that story a few times. My point in this is that, again, we're a blue blood. I think there's a certain type of player that should be wearing a jersey. I don't want to. I can go off on a tangent, but they're in the last few years, there are some players that at the end of the season, I'll start with Garrison. Hand me your jersey. Don't ever put a UK jersey on. There's just some players to me that do not deserve to be a Kentucky Wildcat. All right. I feel better.
No, you're not wrong. Can I push back on Trent Noah? Trent Noah has earned himself a spot on the floor. Okay.
Why?
Go look at.
Please don't tell me because he's a Kentucky kid.
No. It's absolutely not. He didn't score. The man out-rebounded two of our centers. Okay, or I guess Mo Diabate center. Okay, he had 5 rebounds. Now he had 2 open shots. He hit one of those. The game changes. But when you talk about how he has stepped up defensively, he will put his nose in there, get a rebound. He does non-tangible things that are tangible and non-tangible things you can see on the box score, like collecting rebounds, offensive rebounds, especially in late in the game, and non-tangible things where it's just like all of a sudden it's like, whoa, how is this dude who just got switched on to their 5-man able to box him out or push him out of the lane, i.e. Akpar against Tennessee over and over and over again. Okay. So now Brandon Garrison, yes, find you somebody who trusts you as much as Pope trusts Brandon Garrison. I do not understand it. And again, I had a tweet out last night, all caps after the game, the Rando recap show. I'm sitting here with Jay, and I'm like, I don't understand the last 3
When's he
games
coming on the show? I want him on here on a Sunday night.
I'll get him on. Yeah, we'll get him on. It's just like the O to D substitutions that Pope does with Brandon Garrison on defense. I get it when Moreno's in foul trouble. But when Moreno's sitting with 3 or even 4 fouls with 20 seconds left, that makes no sense. And that I'll go back to everybody who questions Pope's coaching. Davo, I think the loudest, at least on this episode, it's like 100%. Like you've got to address that. Someone on that bench, Mark Fox, Feger, AB, someone's got to be like, hey, dude, he ain't getting it. The young man is a good dude, great dad, seemingly like he's got great things about him. Just Kentucky basketball ain't it. All right. Just sorry about it. Like just move on. But we keep trying to throw him out there like he's gonna figure it out. And it ain't. So I give you the A or the BG one. I think Trent Noah has earned him some minutes.
If I said Noah didn't deserve it, I didn't mean that. Because I think his upside is there. I still question he's got a little ways to go.
Now, I was super wrong about Jasper Johnson. I have stuck my neck out for JJ.
Yeah,
he make me look super dumb. He made me look super dumb.
Talk about
how did he only played like what?
Into a trap.
He played just a few minutes, but his stat line what is the number
plus minus?
Yeah, was like just a few minutes. He was minus like 6 or 7.
Yeah, I think he played 2 minutes and he was minus 6.
I get it. Offensively, I mean, that's a kid that has never not met a shot he didn't like. But
that's also a thing you could point to Pope, though, right? You've seen him play point guard in the SEC. Has it gone well one game? So if you're going to sub Jasper in, why is it to run the point?
Exactly. I mean, again, that goes back to I scratch my head throughout games with his substitution patterns. And all right.
Now, last night, I will say a lot of that was affected by Colin Chandler. Colin Chandler is a smart enough player, and Otega always a smart enough player. I give some grace to Moreno because he's a freshman. The other two got to know you can't pick up 3 early, man. Like, you cannot pick up 3 fouls early, even in a game where they're going to blow a whistle on us and we don't get to the free throw line until 15 minutes of gameplay has passed. You got to be smarter, and you can't pick up. When you get that first one, you got to know I got to play smart basketball. I can't collect another foul.
And it affected him the rest of the night, Colin Chandler.
Yep.
I don't know what happened in that second half. He was horrible. That was the worst game he's had in 2 months. Like, he was terrible.
Dougie Hudson saying, no matter though, the refs did cost Kentucky the game. I push back on that because one play, at the end of the game, Chandler thing, it was a bad call, but we should never have been in that position.
You're up 8 in the second half. Auburn is begging you to blow this game open. They're begging you. They're not hitting anything. And all of a sudden, it's a one-possession game again, and now you've got game pressure on you. So,
all right, I'm gonna pivot. TB, what else you got over there? What are we doing here, TB? What other stats that you got because you compiled a shitload of information on that legal pad, not a notepad, a legal, which is longer.
No, I just was, because people have gone to Cal's year 2, and again, to me, the difference is losing by 1 or 2 points is different than getting blown out. Like, finishing games absolutely matters. And so I think it's unfair to say, well, they're both the same. And not the same, right? It just isn't. I think my biggest gripe with the Coach Pope hire was his resume was thin. And I think a lot of the stuff he's trying to figure out, to Rando's point, how to coach guys. Right? He's figuring it out now, and this ain't the time to be figuring stuff out. Like, this ain't the place for that. Right?
No,
like, it just isn't. When you look at the
or trying to change up how you do it. And I think that's where Pope got this year.
Right.
He tried to change himself because the program asked him to.
Right. And so
Fans.
My point is, we can talk about the end of Coach Cal all we want to, but when he was hot, he was hot. I would say there's a difference between, can the old thing get it back, or can this guy get it done, right? When Cal was struggling early on in 2011, like I pointed out, in 2014, like I pointed out, he had Final Four experience to fall back on, right? When Tubby was struggling, he brought multiple Sweet 16s to fall back on. We know what Pitino could fall back on, but Pope is figuring this out in real time, and this ain't that. I'm sorry that whatever he does gets talked about. I'm sorry that he's getting raked over the coals. But you know what? That's the fucking job. Like, it just is. Like, don't become a janitor if you don't want to shovel shit. Like, this is the job. Like, when Billy Gillespie, Billy G was just wanting to coach basketball. Right? We had Mike Pratt on Cats Talk Wednesday, and I was like, when did you know? He was like, Billy G's introductory press conference, because he walked out and he didn't know why there were all these media people here for a press conference. That means you didn't get it. If you just want to coach basketball, stay wherever the fuck. Don't come here. Like, this is not the place to figure it out. This just isn't.
And what's alarming with Billy G, and will be the last Billy G reference, he was like 7th or the 8th choice. And that's, again, I come back to the point where, we should be at the top of the food chain with our program, and we're not, man. I'm telling you right now, I'll rattle off Duke. Duke is a legitimate. They're going to potentially win a championship. They figured it out with NIL, everything, and they've got. I mean, it's sad to see how these other blue bloods are, successful, and we're just struggling.
They really haven't.
Like,
outside of UConn,
Kansas just got beat. Like, what are we doing here? All the other blue bloods. I just explained how North Carolina, they just lost to NC State by the widest margin in 57 years. So who among the blue bloods? Like, UCLA
made the Final Four last year.
Yeah.
Kansas is really they're natty, but they've had a pretty good year. North Carolina's inconsistent, but they're not going to finish the year with 10 losses. I'll push back on that a little bit. We're the only blue blood that's had 4 straight 10-loss seasons.
Oh, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you with that. Yeah.
You can argue
if you look at you talk about the
SEC
last decade.
Well,
we're all about the same. We're all about the same. The only one that's really done something, and UConn outside of the Hurley years, it's like they're either Final Four or out of the tournament. It's like they're so wild how up and down they are.
That's UConn.
They win it. Yeah,
like
exactly.
When they're in the tournament, they usually win it.
Yeah, but they got a couple titles this decade.
Yep.
Right.
That's they're everybody else. Kansas has got one. Duke has got one. North Carolina's got one. They've been to 2, but they got one. Kevin, I'm gonna jump off. But I appreciate you let me on here, man. I texted him. I was like, I think you're the most favorite human that I've never met before. So I love getting on here and chopping up with you, dude.
I appreciate it, man.
Oh
yeah, man. Thanks. Yeah, man. I would like to. We got to look at the team. Let's try to, as best we can, rally behind them. Let's see how they can.
This is just a bitch session at the moment, but we're still freaking Kentucky fans.
So I just lost you. I just lost you in my ear here. If we can get on a run, I know it's tough to believe, and I find it hard to believe as well. But if we can get it done, let's back the boys and see if Pope can pull off a miracle. We're talking about blue bloods and look at Todd Golding's first 2 years. If they would have ran him out of town. Now, Florida basketball ain't Kentucky basketball, so I'm not comparing this. It's apples to oranges. I understand it, but the dude did get him to a title, and potentially is going to Billy Donovan this thing, go back to back, right? So initially, a coach can look like he has no idea what he's doing, and then kind of figure it out. Let's
hope. Shout out to your shows, Kyle.
Oh, appreciate it. Yeah, so All UK Bowl and Border Rivals on Heavy Pour Sports. Let's see, I got some Davo, your stuff's on its way, man.
Yeah, where the hell's my shirt, man? I'm waiting on it.
Well, I told you it shipped to my house, so I jacked that one up. I was like, I didn't order a blue shirt, and I realized, oh, that's Davo's. So I bought you another one and sent it out there. But thank y'all. I appreciate you letting me on.
Yep. All right, thanks, brother.
Thanks, sir.
Hey, man.
Go Cats. Peace.
Yep. All right. Okay.
Terry, I'm pretty sure Rando has taken over for the sunshine pumper of the BBN. So I think you're good for now.
Well, I mean, the thing is, the same people that said Cal had to go basically said anybody can come here and win. And no, anybody just can't come in here and get it going. It's a more difficult job than we give it credit for.
And again, I just want us to matter. And right now, no one fears, it was back in the day. I mean, I know we're really going back in time where, Kentucky, just the name on the jersey, intimidated the other team. We like to think that, but having Sam Bowie, having Kenny Walker, we like to think it was the name, but I tend to believe it was the people in it. Like, did the jersey get all those blocks, or did Anthony Davis do it? Like, we have to keep it 100, right? Yeah,
true.
We do. We got next up at South Carolina on Tuesday, and then next Saturday home with Vanderbilt. That would conclude the February schedule. Where are we at, man? We were ranked top 10 the beginnings. Rankings don't mean shit. I get that, but it does apply to every school out there. I do think I love Kyle, but we are really looking at a potential situation where we might not make the tournament. Because keep in mind, prior to this past week, we were legitimately fighting for a second or third place in the SEC standing, right? I'm rattling on. I'm trying to.
If we would have beat Florida, we would have been ahead by half game.
Yeah. So, but even though losing to Florida, I still thought we were like right there in the top 2, 3. A tournament seed, NCAA tournament seed, we're probably, or no, the SEC tournament seed, we would probably be like maybe a 4. Well,
4
no,
or
we'd
5,
be,
probably. About.
Yeah. But now, as of right now, we're what, 8th
The
in
9.
the SEC.
We would be playing on Wednesday. We'd be the 9.
Yeah.
We're playing on Wednesday.
Yeah,
Like
right.
that's insane. Look,
Right.
when I covered the SEC tournament, I didn't show up until Friday,
Till
right?
Friday.
And so what happens when you check in, right? There's a table, get your credentials and everything. The only people checking in were Kentucky people. And there's the guy, I think, that covered Auburn. He's like, I hate you people because you all don't show up until Friday. I'm like, why am I showing up on Wednesday to watch South Carolina play Mississippi State? The party don't start till we walk in. And lo and behold, here we are, set to play on Wednesday.
Right. And that's where we are. I mean, yes, that's not Kentucky basketball. And that whether it's, I don't give a shit. It's well, Pope happens to be the man captaining, the piloting this ship right now. And Carrie, let's go back in time. Last year when Pope got hired, present company here, I think all of us were a little like, resume doesn't really, I get it. He's a former player, captain, championship, blah, blah, blah. He's got Pitino's seal of approval. I wasn't dazzled then, and I'm not dazzled now.
I mean, I said, and I continue to say, I hope there aren't hurt feelings on both sides. That's what I said. That's exactly 100% what I said. So here we are.
Here we are. All right. Are we final? Anybody get your final thoughts of Kentucky basketball before us move
Go
over
Cats.
to Go Cats? Yeah.
Hope we win. Hope we win.
I hope they have fun.
You know
Don't
what?
Hope they have fun, Terry. Don't hope they have fun. We're a dead program if Terry Brown's hoping they have fun.
The proverbial saying,
Wrap
guys,
it up.
if you think you got it bad, someone has it worse. How about this stat? Georgia football.
Oh boy.
Since 2023, they've had 32 arrests. 32. What the fuck is going on there?
All for speeding. that's
Is it really
thing.
all for speeding?
It's like it's basically all for speeding. Like it literally is all for speeding.
Speeding and marijuana, I believe, is the charges.
Yeah. But mostly for speeding.
Yeah.
It's almost entirely speeding, actually.
Yeah,
I think
it really is.
Just reckless driving.
Yeah, reckless driving, speeding, whatever you want to call it. It's I don't know what Kirby's doing down there, but
and it rubbed off on the Atlanta Falcons apparently because James Pierce Jr. Decided he was going to go crazy.
And I mean, I've been to Athens, and I don't even know how you speed in Athens because it's not that big.
No,
it's not that big.
I think every time they say that, I've also been.
It's because the street lights are far apart, Carrie.
Like, I mean, it really isn't. I guess you could kind of speed between Columbus and Athens, because there's that little stretch of road that goes between Columbus and Athens. But yeah, I don't even understand how they're doing that. And God knows you can't get anywhere. You can't get anywhere in Atlanta. You can't speed in Atlanta.
No, it's yeah. That's where a street light is like every 20 feet.
Good Lord.
What was your guys' take with Mick Cronin ejecting his own player? First of all, the player was not. It wasn't a flagrant foul.
He just hustled. That's all he did. He hustled.
Yeah. And then with Cronin? I mean, this guy is like.
He's a jackass.
He's been a jackass.
He can't coach. He can't coach. He's a jackass. The only thing he has is running his mouth. That's how he's been everywhere he's been. When he was at UC or Xavier, wherever the hell he was. I mean, all he does is run his mouth. He can't coach. He sucks.
You can even read like articles from when he was at Murray State of him saying some just really stupid thing. Like
Yeah,
I read
he's
about,
always
someone sent
been
me
like
one. I
that.
don't remember what it was
That's
about.
right. He's
really
at Murray
stupid.
State, wasn't he?
Yeah.
What, Murray State, then what?
Cincinnati.
UC, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a Johnny Juzang merchant. He was a Johnny Juzang merchant at UCLA. It will come to an end over there within the next 2 years.
Did I see recently? Isn't Devin? What's that guy? Devin that played for us. Askew. He's still in college.
He's in Villanova, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Avoiding flipping burgers. Yeah, he's
Oh my goodness.
holding it down.
All right, where we at?
Worst point guard Cal ever had here, by the way. By far
He's
the worst.
consistent. He started as a Wildcat, now he's going to end as a Wildcat.
Technically right.
It
Yeah.
took like
There you
7 schools, but he got there.
He did. Full circle, that Wildcat thing. You know, I touched on the fact, and one probably out of boredom when we get to the point where basketball season ends and we're just trying to find something to talk about. I did touch on the fact that I still think there are a handful of players that just don't deserve to be able to wear the jersey, and that's as a lifelong Kentucky fan. Not every coach, not every player is built for this program. And again, this season it's a struggle. And you can
have a Hall of Fame coach say that not too long ago while he was here.
I can't hide you here.
I can't hide you. I didn't want him to leave, just for the record.
Don't start that. Come on, Kevin.
No,
Don't start that. It was over. It was over.
Here's my thing. After
I
the
didn't
end of
want.
the
No,
Oakland game,
was it over? Yeah, but I'm saying I didn't want it because I'm a Cal guy.
Was it over when? Hey, was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Come on.
It was over. Not when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor. It wasn't over, but it was over. It was over. Great Animal House.
But I tell you what, those 10 years, first 10 with Cal,
but
it's fun.
The problem is the added pressure, right? Like with Cal, it got to the point where the regular season didn't matter because you had to get out of the first weekend, right? Just like next year, the pressure, you already got the pressure to be the coach of Kentucky. And now going into year 3, that's going to be a tremendous amount of pressure on Pope and those players.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing.
What players right now are likely to be coming back?
What players? I mean, there's no players to put pressure on next year.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, obviously, like Malachi Marino, I mean, he's going to be in demand. I mean, this is a 7-footer whose upside is tremendous. Granted, we got to figure out how to increase his vertical, which is high enough just for a snake to crawl under.
It's gotten so bad with recruiting. It's looking like we're going to lose the number 1 player in the country who is a virtual lock to a fucking Adidas school whenever he is signed by Nike.
He needs a GM. We need a GM.
We need a GM, yes. But what is we need to end this shit. It's getting late. What is a GM going to do whenever the hands are tied by JMI?
Yeah.
That's the thing. The GM knows how to navigate that. Mark Pope clearly doesn't know how to navigate that.
I know, but
I'm not vouching for the JMI thing. It's a shit show. It's a disgrace.
JMI is going to stand on business. I mean, they're not going to change the way that they're going to offer these players, and so it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't. No matter who you got in what role.
I don't know. That's something they're so vague about that. We've got to learn more about that deal.
This whole NIL thing, I mean, it's
a fucking joke.
Going to be the downfall.
We don't have the athletic director who's cut out for it. And I hope Mitch Barnhart realizes, especially if Pope is fired or, forced out, whatever. If it goes down that way, Mitch Barnhart's legacy has been completely destroyed. Completely destroyed. And he might be anyway.
He should have got out the paint with the swimming thing.
Yeah, that should have been
like
about
that.
Just that alone.
That was like, look, I don't want to rehash that because when it was happening, I was like, that's weird. But the Pablo Torre podcast, where wherever you feel about Riley Gaines, when a former University of Kentucky swimmer says, I don't care about that when my coach is raping my teammates, and the response from the athletic department is, he's no longer the coach. That is poor.
Yes.
I cannot circle that with anything. So no matter what we think about basketball, that to me, that's a gots to go situation.
But that's another thing that happened in the 2020s and all that. I'm just like everything he's done the last 5 to 10 years. It doesn't matter what happened before that. He will not be remembered well here.
That's bad.
Yeah.
All right.
He's been a
speaking of, we're wrapping it up. Speaking of NIL, check this out. University of Miami, their NIL pitch to a player, Malachi Toney, 1.5 million yearly plus 500K additional each season he finishes at Miami. That's one. Second bullet, unlimited use of booster billionaire John Ruiz private yacht and a private suite for Dolphins home games. That's good. Ugh.
He's worth it though, Malachi Toney.
Well, he's their number one running back.
Yeah,
he's
awesome.
He's their number one. Absolutely.
He carried them to the national title.
He did.
Wasn't he considering Kentucky at one point pretty heavily?
Yeah.
See, what they call him, not Baby Jesus, something Jesus, and I'm blanking on his nickname, but it's something Jesus.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's their number one running back.
No, I'm not discounting who he is and what he is for the program. It's just, my point in all this is that, what was it? Who was the kid that was the Arizona quarterback that did he get like some crazy amount NIL? Arizona State. He spent time here meeting with Will Stein, but he wound up going where? LSU, right?
LSU.
And I mean, we're talking what? I'm hearing anywhere from $5, $6, $7 million. My God. This game. Yeah. All right. Final shot. It's time to do it. Nolan, start me. You go. Final shot.
Well, like I said, with the football team, when Mark Stoops was still here and when we were doing that little weird fluky thing, don't root for a loss. You might not like the coach. You might not like the way things are going. Don't root for a loss. It's poor form. And if you're going to root for a loss, don't tell people about it.
Right.
But I hope we have all over. I hope everyone on this podcast including me, looks like an absolute idiot come March. I hope we go on a tournament run. I hope we go to the Final Four, win the national title, whatever. But it has to get fixed some way, somehow. And like I said, if Mark Pope can't turn it around in the tournament, whatever he does in the regular season, it doesn't matter. But barring a tournament run next year is going to be pretty rough on him. And also, do want to say had a rough week in the sports world with the death of Wes Rucker and also Rondale Moore. That's affected a lot of people around here. So, prayers to everyone affected by that. And also, check on people and don't take time for granted. It's taught me a lot about that. And prayers for Billy Gillespie. We've talked about him. He's in bad health. So
appreciate you, man. Yeah. What the world can do and be a little more of these days is compassionate and friendlier and nicer to our fellow man and woman, boys and girls. Carrie Lewis, give me your final shot, please.
So I don't know about anybody else, but I had a good time watching the Winter Olympics these last 2 weeks. USA, 12 gold medals. First women's figure skating gold since 2002. Women's hockey team beats Canada in overtime, wins the gold. Men's hockey team beats Canada in overtime, wins the gold on the 46th anniversary of the Miracle on Ice, which I actually remember witnessing. Thank you very much. So yeah, it's super fun. You get to see all these weird sports: cross country skiing, biathlon, bobsled, luge, double luge, skeleton, curling. There was cheating scandals. There was animals on the courses. I just thought it was super fun, and I like the Olympics. So yeah, that's my final shot.
Fair. We got TB. Bring it.
Kyle Tucker is back covering college basketball, so that's a good thing for college basketball fans in general.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I do miss him on the Kentucky beat, the way he was able to really humanize players and coaches and provide a lot of information. I do have one bone to pick with him after the end of the Duke-Michigan game last night. He said of John Shire, has anybody followed up a legend better than him all time? And I do want to give a shout out to Joe B. Hall, who did follow up a legend of legend. I'm not saying follow up a good coach, follow up a legend until Shire gets that elusive championship and a couple of more Final Fours. Not quite the number one guy to follow up a legend.
That's fair. But they're in good shape. They're sitting pretty. Duke is sitting pretty right now. All right, Davo, final shot, my man.
Yeah, a couple of things. Ditto when Nolan said, take care of your mental health. Nothing out there is that serious to inflict self-harm on yourself. If you feel that way, reach out to somebody somewhere. Somebody's going to listen to you, I promise. If you see any signs of that at all, please don't be afraid to go to them and ask them if they're okay. Because even if they look like they are, there's a lot of times people hurt yourself where they're not okay. They're just putting on that front. So definitely take care of your people out there. And shout out to the Atherton Ravens. They start district tournament Tuesday against the private school babies of Trinity High School. Get a chance to get back on them and put them out of the district to set up a massive rivalry game against the mighty Seneca Redhawks to go ahead and play for the district championship. But yeah, no, seriously, like I said, on a serious note, just take care of your mental health. And please, whatever you do, don't do self-harm over anything like the University of Kentucky in a basketball slump. So yeah, but that's all. We love you guys, and yeah, take care of yourself for sure, 100%.
Well said. Yes. All right. For Davo, TB, Nolan, and Carrie, wishing everyone a good week. We got, again, South Carolina Tuesday night, Vanderbilt next Sunday or Saturday. We'll be back next Sunday to hopefully be in a better mood. And maybe TB doesn't have as much stuff written down on his legal pad.
I had to do math too, man. There's a lot of math on there.
Poor guy, man. You got your legal pad and have a calculator.
Numbers don't lie. And but here we are. We are Round of Shots signing off. Go Cats and all that good stuff. Appreciate everyone hanging with us. Davo, TB, Carrie, Nolan, thank you. We'll see you next week.
Go Cats.
Peace out.